Welcome back to the 5-minute reset, where we step away from the distractions and the busyness and the to-do lists and the things that are on our minds, back into the awareness of the presence of God with us and in us. And I hope that when these 5 minutes are over, you'll stay here, soaking in His love, being with Him a while longer. If this channel is helpful to you, please click the like button and the subscribe button and share it with your friends. I appreciate it. So today we are going to read from one of the books that I wrote for Brian Simmons called The Vision. 365 Days of Life-Giving Words from the Prophet Isaiah. And this book was one of my favorites to write because the presence of God was so strong on me while I wrote this entire book. I'll just give you a little backstory, that when Brian asked me to write this from the book of Isaiah, I actually said no initially because I was very intimidated by this book and I thought, I'm gonna mess it up. And when I prayed, because Brian said, just pray about it. When I prayed, the Lord said, I want you to write it. I will be with you every step of the way. And so as I wrote this book, I literally could feel on my right side, I could feel Jesus sitting with me. And every time I would feel stumped or whatever, I would just close my eyes and say, you promised to write it with me. And I would feel Him. Well, His presence was so strong. I would say about 80% of the time I had to ask Him to lift His presence because I could barely write, just tears streaming down my face. And when I read this book now, it's as if I never wrote it because it really felt like He was writing it through me, and I hope it's a blessing to you. Anyway, let's start right now by slowing down, turning all of our attention to the Lord, and let's take some slow, deep breaths. Do that at a pace and rhythm that feels good to you. Slow, deep breaths. Inhaling. Remember that He is your breath. Remembering that He is your life. Remembering that He is your source and your sustenance. That He knows everything you're going through today, everything that's on your mind, and He cares. And as you exhale, just let it go. Release every tension to Him. Release every care. It's okay. You can set them aside during this time. Ask Him, Lord, would you give me a new perspective of how you see these situations on my mind? Would you help me plan my days? Would you help me in these conversations I need to have? Would you help me in my job or with my finances? I'm going to leave it with you, Lord. I'm going to pause because you are more important than everything that's on my mind. Just become aware of Him. And as I read to you, just stay in that quiet place. You can close your eyes and just let yourself saturate in these words. Morning by morning, He awakens my heart. He opens my ears to hear His voice, to be trained to teach. Isaiah 50, verse 4. Every morning, before you open your eyes, the Holy Spirit hovers over you. He anticipates your waking and avails Himself to you first thing. Imagine the Lord, your Prince, standing next to your bed with a hand extended as soon as you wake up. Before anything captures your attention and before the cares of life sneak their way into your thoughts, He invites you to turn your attention to Him and share early morning moments. He breathes upon your heart with whispers of love and longing. opens your ears to hear his voice rising from the depths of your spirit. He is with you at the start of every day. He is teaching you how to recognize him and know his voice so you can enjoy him every day and encourage others to do the same. And you could quietly in your heart, as I pray this prayer, just agree in your heart. You don't have to speak out loud. Father, help me to be aware of how remarkably near you are at the start of every day. From the moment I open my eyes, or even before, I want to feel your presence the moment I wake up and to carry that, to honor that all day long. I don't want to start my day without tapping into the glory of your love and sharing these holy moments. I want to encourage you. There's something so absolutely beautiful about starting your day with Jesus. Don't worry if you aren't sure how. Just be with him. Just rest in his love. Don't feel like you have to pray for everybody you know, or read so much of the Bible, or pray in tongues, or do I worship? Do I praise? What do I do? Let the pressure go. This is a relationship. It isn't a duty. You don't have to do anything. You get to enjoy him, and then he'll show you what to do that morning. Maybe some mornings he just wants to sit there with you and snuggle like a papa with his child. Enjoy your relationship with him. It's meant to be enjoyable, and his love, when you enjoy it, it will completely and totally change your life. I hope this has been a blessing, and I hope that you will stay here longer with him today, and that you will start your days with him every morning if you're not already.